People think that creativity is about coming up with new original ideas. It turns out, none of the ideas we have are original. The creative process has a misconception. It is believed that creativity is about creating something from nothing, that it is a spontaneous generation of ideas driven by some divine miracle. But this is all wrong. New ideas derive from all existing ideas. They gradually change or are combined with other ideas to form something new. We find this in business, art, and culture. Take the idea of Starbucks, for example. This idea was copied from the coffee shops in Milan and brought to the States, where it became a multi-million-dollar business. Even you as a person are a copy, a mashup of your mom and dad, and they themselves are a mashup of their parents. And with the tools that we have today, copying has become part of our culture. We copy images, movies, text, and everything we can. We then modify it, add our own filter to it, and share it as our own. The point here is that life, innovation, and ideas can only ever rearrange what already exists. So we must stop thinking about creativity as a spontaneous idea creation and more like an idea evolution. Ideas that just come out of nowhere. They start from existing elements and evolve into something new. This should come to as a relief for most people. The myth that only a few of us are gifted with the powers of creativity is just that, a myth. There's a process, a path to achieving creative solutions, and that is by copying other ideas. But there's a trick to this. It's not just simply taking somebody else's idea and calling it your own. So what is the process? Kirby Ferguson created a series of videos called Everything is a Remix, where he demonstrates that every piece of content, music, and art come from other ideas. In his videos, he describes 3 elements of creativity: copy, transform, and combine. These techniques are the source of all new ideas, the blueprint of creativity. So let's examine them. Copy. Copying is how we learn. No one starts out original. We cannot create anything new until we have a solid foundation of knowledge and understanding in our line of work. Manet, Van Gogh, Picasso, Dali all attended the Louvre to copy the old masters' paintings and learn from their work. Even today, many painters consider copying as a highly valuable exercise. Many say that you see more of a painting when you try to copy it. You even start to see things that you never noticed before. But don't just copy the creation. Copy the thinking process behind the creation. Why they did it, and why they chose to do it in that specific way. Try and figure it out what was going through their minds at the moment of creation. This way you can apply the same thinking process to your own work. Copying is just a learning tool, and it is only when we start to transform what we copy that we start to create something new. Transform. Transforming is taking an existing idea and creating variations from it. Major advances are usually not original ideas, but the breaking point in a long history of progress by many different individuals. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb. His first patent was an improvement in electric lamps, but he did produce the first commercially viable one after trying 6,000 different materials for the filament. And most recently, the iPhone is the same product since Steve Jobs first announced it in 2007, but keeps transforming itself not into a new product, but a better version of itself. So transforming is very powerful. It allows us to evolve existing ideas into something new. But there is a technique even more powerful, and that is combining. Combine. The most dramatic results happen when various ideas are combined. By connecting ideas, creative leaps can be made. Henry Ford introduced the first mass-market car, the Model T, in 1908, and it changed the world. But he did not invent the automobile. That was invented in 1885 by Carl Benz. So what exactly was his innovation? Well, he used what is called the assembly line, the way cars are put together to increase efficiency and lower the time it took to build a car from 12 hours to 2.5 hours. But again, the idea of an assembly line was invented in 1867, and the interchangeable parts that made the assembly line and repairs so efficient, that idea was created in 1801, almost 100 years before Henry Ford introduced the Model T. Henry Ford did not invent the automobile, but he combined all the right ideas to create something new that changed the world. Garbage in, garbage out. If all new ideas are copies of existing ideas, then we must consume as many of them as we can and generate a bigger pool of ideas that we can grab from. But do not only focus on quantity, but instead look for quality. You are what you eat. So try to consume only the best ideas out there. Study the best artists, designers, businesses, and consume only the best ideas. Because when it comes time to copy, transform, or combine, you will already have a great starting point. Steve Jobs created one of the most innovative companies in the world, and even he admitted to copying other ideas.
It comes down to trying to expose yourself to the best things that humans have done, and then try to bring those things in to what you're doing. I mean, Picasso had a saying, he said, good artists copy, great artists steal. And we have, always been shameless about stealing great ideas.